okay, here's what I saw. Because I was conflicted the entire movie. I was like back and forth between like this was cool, this was like interesting.
Yeah, I mean, there's parts that I liked.
Yeah.
Visually, it looked cool, very pretty.
Oh, for sure.
So that part was dope.
Okay, so I think that the main thing about this movie that I found interesting about what it was this story of like truly like that hopeless romantic type of fantasy that some people have. This like fantasy that like people say love, but that's why I like to say passion, or like you can say like lust or something. I think it's more
lust.
it's more of a you know what, and it could be love too. I just think it's like this desire for someone, you know, like this very specific person that you already have in your head, like as like the person. And I think that's the whole story was really like everything was based off of that main idea. And so we, in my opinion, we saw the viewpoint of that idea versus like the actual like people. So it felt more like like everything was guided through like these two people needing and wanting to be together, but based off of like the worlds that they lived in, they just kept putting barriers in front of themselves and each other instead of just doing it. You know what I mean? And I thought that was very interesting. I thought like it was very interesting that at the very end, even when she died, spoiler, I thought it was literally one of those stories where it's like love killed her. You know, like this idea of like she just really wanted this, and because she couldn't do it, and she was the one who was stopping herself. And give me a second.
She had 5 years to die.
Right. Yeah, but like at the end, I think it was more so like
he hadn't fucked.
It was like a self-harm thing. Oh. And I know like you're gonna keep bringing it back to like fucking, but it is also like again passion, because it's like what like does this like them wanting to like have sex all the time have to do with like her comparing, like if it was just sex, like she would just fuck like the other guy, right? Like if it was just like about like I want to get fucked.
That's his pet though. Her pet, sorry.
Right.
It's a little different when you're fucking your pet.
I mean, there was a little okay.
Their words.
There was a little like a few things too, because technically like it's her brother's name, so I was like, you know, like
that's true actually.
And like they knew each other since they were kids, so what was going on there? But
and sad.
It's
not the modern day Romeo and Juliet. That's what I'm trying to get at. It
no,
just
of
isn't.
course it's not. It's literally
people are
not
saying
in
that
the modern
online.
day.
People are saying that online. They're not saying that.
I was like, there's no chance you
wrote
shit online.
I know, I'm kidding.
It's just okay. Hold on, before we roast it. I think in my opinion that was the coolest part about like me being able to watch this movie and see that, being like okay, I see what you're doing. I see that like the whole point of this, the whole like what I'm seeing is like this romance, as toxic as I would see it as, right? I would be like I would personally be like, what the fuck? And like you said, if I like him, I would find a way to divorce this person, and like he's rich now, so like fuck it, you know, like whatever. I would find my ways, or like I would in my brain, I'm like, there's a way to communicate all these things.
Yeah. Well, there's also other characters. They're not the only characters also that got me annoyed. It was like other characters throughout that were like
right. But again, like I think it was the story was more so like, what is it, self-deprivation? Is that the word I'm thinking of? I don't know.
Maybe.
Like self-sabotage was involved, but it was...
Who's self-sabotaging?
The two main characters. So like by like literally like them not telling each other how they feel, first of all. Like when she first went to the rich people and came back after 6 weeks or something, and they both were like pouting, you know, as opposed to like literally being like, I love you, dude. I just had a good time. I'm back. Like, let's figure it out. You know, like instead of doing that, they put walls up between each other and themselves to make it like harder for themselves to like reach each other.
Yeah.
That was the whole thing. And I think like the way that the movie showed that was cool. Like I said, I could see it all the way through, even to the end where she died. It's like the perspective of the best friend, Nell? What's her name?
Fuck. Bad for names.
I was trying so hard.
This is gonna be the common thing with this thing.
I know. I got Heathcliff. I got
it too, kind of.
And was it? Fuck. What was her name? Something with a C.
She was Wuthering.
No.
Okay, Heights. I'm just kidding.
Ah, shit.
Yeah, I gotta stop saying the just kidding part.
Okay. Whatever. the maid basically that like kind of fucked them both up real hard.
Oh yeah.
I understood that perspective because she was so used to her being a brat, right? That she was like, oh, you're being a fucking brat about this again. Like it's that perspective of like, oh my god, get over it, you know, like whatever. But when she like got sick and like died and whatever, it like kind of reminded me like, right, the perspective is like you wanting something so bad and you fucking yourself over, or like because honestly she could have like tried to get over it and like eat and whatever, like, but she kept choosing like I can't and it's a thing that like it was like a mental thing, right? That she like put herself in that state and then like it became a physical thing, whatever. So it was cool to see that like it was all about like that whole idea. That being said, of course, like there was like things that I was just like I was also constantly getting frustrated, being like, like just don't do that or just do that, you know, or like whatever. But
if anything, that maid that you're talking about, I was very understanding on her point of view, like constantly getting shit on and like hell yeah, I wouldn't want the best for you, but I also like, you know, gonna look out for myself. Like I want you to stay married to this rich guy because then I get a good life.
Right. It's funny because like her character is like supposed to be like a villain, right? In this, because like she kind of killed her, and
I guess it makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, she literally like helped kill her. The main character. What is her fucking name? I know it. I know that as soon as this is over.
See, this is what I'm saying. Because she was such an unlikable character, I'm almost rooting for that bad guy. I didn't even notice she was the bad guy or villain.
Yeah, and I also think because every time I see like the service, the help, the work, you know, I always like, even if they are like villains, I like have this like thing where I'm like, oh, but are they?
That's crazy.
I know. But I'm also like, because it's like it's just so hard to be like, fuck her, when it's like truly like they fucked her whole life by making her service. You know what I mean? You're like you're the help. You're like, you're never like, even if you're in a pretty place, you're warm. It's like you're never gonna be the one wearing the dress. You're never gonna be the one like.
Yeah.
You know.
I'm more like directly like, okay, you could be the help and they're being nice to you, but she was not that at all. She was just an asshole. She sucked. So like even at the end when she took zero accountability, it's your fault that he heard me say what I said. Like
Catherine.
What? Catherine was the character or actress?
Character.
Oh.
It's Margot Robbie for the actress.
Oh, the main character.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about the maid.
No, sorry. Keep going.
I don't even know what I'm saying. I just think she was such an unlikable character that it's not like I was rooting for that love to begin with. Whereas I feel like
I don't know. I mean, okay, so but are you upset by that? Because I don't think you were supposed to be rooting for her necessarily.
Well, we didn't read the books. According to people that have read the books, I think it's more of a love story. It
was a love story, though.
Not like that.
I liked her character. I didn't think she was necessarily like likable. Of course, I mean, again, with like the opposite end of the service, I'm like, fuck you guys in general. So like the way she was acting, like very bratty, right?
Very bratty.
It was the entitlement that comes with like being in that position her whole life, of being like the one that like that has service, right?
That's so funny. That's a funny way of putting it. It's like she couldn't help herself. She's brought up in this world. It's not
that she couldn't help herself. It's like I understand what she was like. Like when she was little and when she grew up, which also like I thought great acting on both ends. I was like, I believed that they was the same child. You know what I mean? Like she was still that child when she was grown. Yeah. And I think like it was like I understood it. It wasn't like, you know.
Yeah.
Like I get it.
Apparently she was supposed to like at that age, she was supposed to be like in her teens or something like that. Oh. When she gets married and like, you know, all that.
Oh.
Not whatever age she was at.
She was well past her teens.
Exactly. Which honestly, if it were teens, it would actually make more sense with the whole lust thing. Like, because you're like more horny, I guess.
I mean, maybe you. There's all ages can have their pleasure.
I guess there are cougars too. You're right. But I'm saying like we're just talking here, man.
It's all jokes.
What do you think? Well, I don't know. It just seemed like at that age it was like silly, the whole being drawn to that extent. Like even at the funeral of her dad, couldn't help herself.
I don't think, but they hated the dad. First of all, she even kicked the fuck out of his face. Like it wasn't hard to like picture.
That's a good point.
And like I think the drawn to each other thing, the lust thing and whatever. I think that's the romance behind it. You know, that's like you just can't be away from this person.
I think it would have been better if there was like built up sexual tension, meaning they didn't do it and just built it
for
up.
5 years.
I didn't feel it. It shouldn't have been there for 5 years. It should have been gone. And then
I personally, okay, it's good to see the different perspectives, but I think personally they did a good job of like showing like that. I felt like she was just edging for 5 years. Because he left out of like nowhere. She didn't get closure. She didn't get like anything from him, and other than like this, the last thing she was gonna do was say no to this guy because she loved him, right? So the last thing before he left, that's what was gonna happen. So that's the feeling she got left with. So the entire time, and even though in the marriage you see like when like she tries to like have her husband like fuck her like the way like that, whatever that he grabbed her, all that. I think it's like little hints of like her like just she got all this, but she didn't get what she actually wanted, and she made the choice to like not. She was gonna make the right choice in her mind, right? To like she was gonna ask for his love versus the money and all that shit,
right,
and she just couldn't. So when she ended up getting this whole thing, the deal. I call it a deal because obviously that's what it was. I think it was just her being like, fuck, like, this isn't what I wanted, even though, of course, like,
but it didn't feel like, when I'm saying sexual tension, like the back and forth, like you got it like initially when he gets back a little bit, but it doesn't build, it just goes straight into it. Like them just hooking up, and then it's like, all right, they're irresistible.
That's what I mean, though. Like, it's been 5 years.
No, see, you're just I think you're putting two and two together, but I'm saying visually they didn't show me. They didn't show the sexual tension building.
Here's what I think it did. Before he left, they had a little like interaction about like her like playing with herself, and then him like being like. But that was the last thing that they did. You know what I mean? So it's like she wanted all that right before, and she got cut off for 5 years from getting that. You know what I mean? Dang. And so did he. So I think
I get it now. That's hot.
It really is.
Also, that beginning of her starting to experiment was very bizarre as well. She saw two people doing it, and instead of being like, "Oh, that's weird," she was like turned on by it, and then it was like, "Wait, I want to do that." Remember, when she went up and the covering the eyes and was seeing what's going on.
She did think that was weird. She literally ran away.
I know, and then later proceeded to do her thing. She didn't just see it and it was weird. It was like after that, it was like, wait a minute, let me experiment. That's a little weird.
Why?
I don't know. I think seeing like literally live
porn
pretty much is just like wait, what? Okay, that's weird. Alright, never mind. That is where you comment then. Maybe
do you think that's weird? That's weird. I mean, especially like for them, like they don't have the internet, like, and they don't have different ways of like seeing sexual things. So when she first sees this, maybe she like something triggered in her being like, oh wait, what is this I'm feeling? So you gotta like, I think, put it into the perspective of back before the internet.
So this is more of like a movie showing how it's bad to see this stuff because you get all these weird kinks. Just kidding.
Kink shamer.
Yeah. Kink shamer. I don't know.
I mean, I think it made sense. That's the thing. I think a lot of the stuff made sense. I didn't like a lot of the stuff. I was more like confused here and there.
Also, like the husband part.
Useless guy.
Useless. Let her basically be. It's like, how naive can you be? There's a specific part where basically the maid tells him, it's like, hey, you can't see him anymore. And then he proceeds to like, all right, just go say your goodbyes. It's like, you know what's going on. Why are you doing that? I don't know.
When did he say that?
She's like, I can't just leave him. I can't just not talk to him. And he was like right outside. And then she basically went outside, and they basically made out or did whatever.
He didn't know they were there. She went to go look at a bird.
Is that what she said she was doing?
Yeah, because like there's the window crack.
She said, oh, the bird thing.
And then she was like, the birds these days. And then
oh, okay, that's even dumber.
And so he didn't know that.
I thought she was basically, because he told her, hey, you can't see this guy no more, and she's like, I can't just say it without saying nothing.
And then he was like, yes, you will, and she, that
makes more sense. I missed that part.
Yeah. And then like,
I mean, I think I was just
that scene. Yeah, I think you were just like over it.
Over it at that point. I'm like, oh, here we
that
go.
scene was like the obviously like he threw something, but like she was like, oh, a bird or whatever. Yeah. And then he was like, the husband was like, no, you're not going outside. And she's like, please, oh my god, I can't bear it to be like, to see it like hurting or think of it hurting out there. And he was like, okay, fine, right? And then she went to go do that.
I thought he was talking about the guy.
And then since it's light inside, like there's lights inside and it's dark outside, he couldn't see.
No, I know. I wanted him to go with her.
Right. He didn't know that's what
what's frustrating. It's like, as a person, you just know this already. She already, and you're gonna just, yeah, you know what? Yeah, just keep doing your thing. I think it's fucking stupid.
I think there's like a
but again, it has nothing to do with
it, but I think it's just like a little bit of convenience in my mind that makes it like frustrating. Where it's like, why didn't you go outside? You know, you're like, come back in. She's like, oh, I like the cold. He's like, but the baby won't, bitch. Come back in. But it's like, if you felt that way, why didn't you go out there with her? Maybe give her a coat or something. You know, like I don't know.
Like there's so many.
Because it's like they needed that moment.
Of course.
Right.
Yeah. Anyways.